Hello, I'm Ben.
And I'm Ed.
And this is Atomfall. This is a very, very British game. It is set in the Lake District. And if you can see in the background there is a power plant. And it was part of... I'm going to have to Google this. I should have Googled this before. But it is part of an alternate history set in the Lake District where there was a nuclear power plant disaster. Because there was one.
Ooh. I'm excited to see more of this.
Yes.
This has been near the top of both of our lists, I think. Sort of Fallouty, but in England.
You will hear this word a million times in quick looks, in reviews, when the game is out. They'll call it Fallout in the UK, or Fallout in the Lake District. And it's based on the wind scale fire in 1957, so it is kind of set a few years back. But it's a nuclear accident that occurred at the Windscale nuclear facility in Cumbria. So that is what this is, kind of like an alternate history, as though it caused some issues. And it is a very British game. You can see the character there holding a cricket bat, which I do use pretty much for the whole of this playthrough.
It is a very typically British weapon, I would say.
It is, and it's really good because you also get a pickaxe. And you think like a pickaxe, nice and sharp, that's going to do more damage. No. The cricket bat, 2 or 3 hits. I think it's 3 hits, and they're down. So that's the one I've been going for. But yeah, at the moment I'm doing a little bit of stealth, just sneaking around. There is the map of the area.
I was going to ask, are you on a mission at this point already?
I am on a mission to... I'm just trying to think if we saw her before. Yeah, we need to go and meet a lady called Mother Jago. However, here is the telephone.
You have experienced the woods. You should avoid the woods when possible. The woods are dangerous.
So I didn't avoid the woods. You'll see. But yeah, I've this is like an hour and I think I spent nearly an hour and a half playing this game, and I've got there is a video which will be linked below and also at the end of the full raw footage of me playing it. So if you want to see this without me blabbering over it, then you can watch the whole thing. But I have tried to clip it a bit just to show you some of the most interesting parts. And yeah, this is us going to go and see Mother Jago, or Jago, I think it is.
Jago. I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's British, so
and she's
not a very British name.
a little old lady.
Oh, bless her.
But yeah, so this is us just kind of wandering around.
Obviously, there's a mine.
Of course.
Because of course there's a mine. There are mines everywhere in the UK.
It shouldn't be called a mine. It should be called a pit.
Well, hello.
In pit.
Yeah. It's go down pit. Although I thought this was in the Yorkshire Dales for ages, and I think I put it on a previous video, but it's not. It's in the Lake District, which it's weird. Like when you're northern, like me, when you're up north, when you go on school trips and stuff, it's usually either to the Yorkshire Dales or to the Lake District. Lake District's like if it's a bit longer, because that's up in the northwest, Cumbria. But yeah, you can see here's some like the dialogue that you've got, and it shows you kind of if you're being curious or friendly or wary or rude or whatever. Is that like Fallout?
No.
Okay.
Well, it gives you different options, and you can choose options based on your stats. So if you've got intelligence, for instance, you might be more likely to win a certain intelligence line.
Okay.
Essentially. But it looks like this is less about your stats and more just the choice.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I'm just looking at what in Fallout. Yeah, you don't have like where it says like what type of like if you're being rude or whatever with this. So yeah, it does that, and I'm guessing that you can have your playthrough and act, the way that you want. So there is a large degree of kind of choosing your own adventure and how you act with people. But yeah, this little old lady.
Like the rest of the zone, we've got our share of outlaws and things that bite and sting if you get too close.
Lots of things that bite and sting you in the UK.
Yeah.
Stinging
Not as
nettles.
much as in like Australia or somewhere, but
They've set up a little camp there.
It's a hazardous country.
yeah, it is if
I
you don't
wouldn't
like
recommend anybody visit.
Well, just because you don't like nature. You're not a fan of nature, really, are you?
No.
Yeah, so she's going to give us a quest to go to a to a castle ruins. Shall see. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Did you tend to choose the same sort of style of options, or were you jumping around the dialogue options?
I was jumping around a bit, just seeing what it was like. I quite like to be rude in games. I'm one of those weird people that, you know, when you've got like an honor. Well, to be honest, like if there is an honor scale on there, a little bit like in Red Dead Redemption, I will always try and be honorable because I find it bad not to be. But when it's just a game, for example, I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 and there's the playthrough up there on this channel where I'm being a dick and just being as rude as possible to people. That can have some funny consequences. But here I was just jumping around, just seeing if there was any benefit to doing so. But you just get different dialogue options. And there is quite a lot of depth to it. Here we go. This is a scoot forward to the
Ooh,
Druids
so
camp.
You got a new lead.
I did, and yeah. And I also
So it's like
got
a
a
mystery.
shotgun. Yeah, and I got a shotgun.
Okay.
And the mystery, it's interesting. It did put something on the map, but it didn't like point out exactly where. Because I need to. The thing is, I have to go and find her book. That's the thing. The lead was to go to find her book and give it back to her. And it says that it was here in the castle, but it doesn't say where. So you've got to kind of properly look everywhere. And yeah, so you can also. There are ways of playing this. You can go and do it stealthily, or you can go in all guns blazing, or you can have a mix of both. I was speaking to I think he's the art director, well, one of the devs. You can check that video out as well. And he said that you can play the whole thing actually without killing anybody. And he managed to get 8 hours into the game without killing anyone. So I thought that was quite impressive.
And how long did you get in this demo before you killed someone?
Not very long at all. I don't do stealth. And
You're doing it here.
There's
Well, you're
nobody
trying.
around, that's why. I don't think there's anybody I sneaked up to and killed. Obviously, there is that option, and I think it's one of the options that you can unlock in the skills menu at the top. But I didn't really do any sneaking. I just kind of... Well, let's just say... Yeah, see?
Oh, straight away.
And
you
I
got
don't know.
seen.
That was terrible. And there we go. I chucked the pickaxe at him, and then I don't have a pickaxe, which is great. So luckily I got my shot. Oh, what's that one? That's
Got
a
your
cricket bat. See, the cricket bat
Whack
does...
out the cricket bat.
Yeah. Oh, I hope I'm not keeping in where I die. I'm sure I died a couple of times. It's also quite creepy. We'll go to the catacombs later in the castle, but this is a castle area. You can see
Well, they called
trespassing.
it the Druids camp. Who are the Druids?
So the Druids are one of the different kind of clans in there. What were they called? The factions.
Factions.
So this is their camp in the southwest of the map. I wasn't sure whether the map that we'll see, and you have seen already, is kind of like the whole area, or if there are like multiple maps that are connected. So there, like very, very bottom left is the Druid camp, and the very, very top right is where I met Mother Jago, and there was a bit I skipped where we walked all the way there. But I'm like, is this area, and then there's another one? Because I also went to a little village, and a village isn't included in the map, and I think that's kind of like a hub where a lot of people are. So I wonder if there are any other maps, or if it's just this one and that. Who knows? I mean, I can't imagine 20 hours of game only on this map, but who knows? Maybe there is.
There
Maybe
could
there's
be a lot of secrets and dungeons.
Yes, I mean there's that mine as well, which I didn't go in. But yeah, this is the skills, because I've got a skill point, so I can throw weapons. There's survival. You go for ranged. I went for melee quite a bit because I found myself at this point I didn't have the bow and arrow. If you watch the full video, you'll see me doing terribly with it. But I was mainly going for melee because usually they were running at me, and I was like, well, I've got a cricket bat. I want to kill them.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And like I said, the stealth in this game is for people who are good at stealth. And I am not a person who is good at stealth. I was actually playing this, and I got to the castle. I realized that I wasn't going to find the book in here when one of the PR people at Rebellion came up to me and went, "Oh, I haven't seen anybody go here yet." So I think I accidentally took a wrong turn.
So
And
this was not where you're meant to be.
no, I think you're meant to find the book. Well, I do find the book in the castle ruins, or in the castle. But these are like the underground castle ruins, which was like a separate loading screen and a separate area. And I don't think I showed the whole thing here because it goes on for a bit, but I did go around and just killed every single person there. Picked them off one by one with my cricket bat. That's a great thing. The weapons don't break. See, look at that brilliant stealth. The weapons don't break, which is great. You can throw them. Obviously, if you throw them, you're going to have to pick them back up again. But like that, 3 hits, it's dead. And then you can also increase your melee skills so you can do even more damage. Like, what could you want more than a cricket bat?
So I guess this is essentially a dungeon area, which feels very RPG. That there are literally dungeons that you go and explore.
Yeah, and you do unlock things. So you find things in this dungeon. I found some ingredients or some recipes for things. So, and obviously, like, yeah, sickles and various things. And I can, and you eat as well. There's food to increase your health, which was always very useful. And there's some very British things. Like, I think there's I don't know if they call it a Cornish pasty or if it's just a pasty, but there's a pasty in there. And if there are any...
That's going to disappoint people from Cornwall.
Well, no, the thing is, like, would they get Cornish pasties up in Cumbria?
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So this is...
Surely there's tea to drink
This
as well.
is me outside once I've got the book. So I found the book. It wasn't in that dungeon area, but I did go around and kill a lot of people. Go and watch the long video if you want to see me do terribly with a bow, and also look everywhere for the book and find it in the last place. But yeah, this is me like running out, being, you know, very, very mindful and demure.
Being very violent.
I'm being very subtle, and yeah, I don't do subtlety. But you might have seen, I don't know if it was in I think it was definitely in the trailers, but there are these like giant Wicker Man statues.
Yeah, I really like that style.
Also, that plant.
What about it?
It was giant and moving, and look, there's like crucified people. Sorry, you were saying?
Because Fallout is obviously post-apocalyptic, and you know you're in this wasteland. This is very verdant and very British, but it's got this weird religious faction with Wicker Men and
here is me
druids and
climbing
stuff.
up. This is me climbing up one of the Wicker Men, trying to escape, being like, oh, also, what is up here? I'm quite intrigued. And there is somebody that...
What are these mushrooms about?
Yeah, you're not a fan, are you?
No, I don't like mushrooms.
Also, I like if you find food and you've not got space for it, you can just eat it there and then.
Oh,
but
that's a godsend.
Yeah. So here, crawling back down, realizing that people are around. And I need to get to the very top right. That is where little Mother Jago is. Right, let's head as well. Try and get down. There is fall damage, but I don't think it's too bad. Like, I managed to, as you can see here, just very glamorously scooching down, rip my trousers. And there's also, if you're looking for collectibles, this is a fast forward a bit. If you're looking for collectibles, there is a proper kind of metal detector. Oh, did you have a metal detector?
No, I've never used one before.
I love them. I never found anything useful, but they can collect some caches?
Cash, I think.
Cash, yeah, I think plural. But yeah, you can find them around, and using metal detector. I used to love a metal detector. Like I said, never found anything useful with it.
That's what life was like in the north, everybody. Your idea of fun was looking for metal in the ground.
And if we couldn't find any, we didn't have any dinner.
Yeah.
Or any tea, sorry. Well, dinner's lunch.
Yeah, did you drink any tea? That is very British.
When I was a kid, no.
No, I mean in the game.
Oh, in the game? I don't remember. But yeah, here we go. Mother Jago.
Okay.
And
you made it back to her then.
I did make it back to her. She was very happy. Also, go and check out the long video, because there's a telephone that rings, and I'm not going to say anything because I do not want to spoil the story, but there's a telephone that rings that tells me something about her.
Oh.
And it's very like ominous and quite scary, and I like creepiness with a good setting. Like, I love a Silent Hill way more than I like a PT, for example. Although I know PT is quite good just from the atmosphere. You know, like something that's just there to make you scream and shout and like real horror.
Like a Saw.
Saw, I nearly walked out of Saw after 10 minutes of that film. I was like, this isn't for me. But unfortunately, my breaking news, my girlfriend at the time, she insisted that we sat and watched it. But anyway, so Mother Jago. Now, you know, we said you can play the whole game without killing anybody.
Yeah.
You can also do the opposite. And
kill everybody.
You can actually kill every single person, including Mother Jago.
What?
I just thought it'd be funny. And it was weird because at the PR event, there was a little old lady actress dressed as her. And luckily she didn't see me do this.
You killed a poor innocent old lady.
I'm sorry, Mother Jago. But
maybe she wasn't so innocent.
Well, I'm about to say, go and have a listen, watch the whole video and see the telephone call. But Yeah, she was great, and I got loads of stuff from her.
So
But-
I guess therefore, like with all the people, you can kill anyone.
You
so
can.
there's, shades
I
of
was
grey.
saying in the corner, there's a slight bit of the map off the map. There is the nuclear site, as you can see, a big accident. And there's another thing to collect. But I said that just off the bottom, very bottom right of the map, there is a very British village. And it feels like a hub. There's no... I think there is fighting if you want to go and like attack everybody. But it just seems like it's self-contained. I don't know if I look at the map at all. But it felt like a bit of a self-contained place that was just a very British town in the countryside under military rule. And yeah, you can. It just.
I mean, the red phone boxes, the green hills, the stone cottages.
It's weird. When red phone boxes, aren't they London?
Yeah, they are. So
And this is Cumbria.
they've taken a bit of liberty there.
Yeah, they are. But I mean, it's. You want everybody to. This is me. Yeah, you're trying to find where it is. You want to be. I mean, also going in here. This is like, I am trespassing. So, you want to be.
Oh, you're stealing from the military.
I know, it's like a bit dangerous.
Shocking.
And also, I don't know how that works, but I found a lunchbox under there with my cash. And yeah, you want to appeal to everybody. And if you want to have the most British game of all time, then you need red phone boxes. I'm surprised there isn't a black cab in it, but it might have been a bit. Actually, no, they had black cabs for years, didn't they?
Yeah, maybe there's one blown up in a corner.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can go around there and you go and do your collectibles. But I just love this weird alternate future because I don't actually know what year it's meant to be set in, but it is very kind of 50s, 60s when that accident happened. But it's also got some things that are definitely not. Like, I skipped an area where I went through a sewage area and there was some people or some things that I encountered that are not very kind of normal. So there is definitely some kind of paranormal and
Like sci-fi. Well, I mean, it's definitely sci-fi.
yeah.
It's science fiction.
Yeah. But there's definitely some creatures in there that aren't very realistic. But yeah, that's the one thing.
A big old robot.
Big Titanfall is back.
Wow, those
And the-
signposts are very British.
They
as
are, and
well.
also there's a bandstand.
Oh.
How do you make a bandstand? Hide all their chairs.
Oh, dear.
And there's another. Yeah, so there. If you stand a bit too long or you look too long at people, like you can see, they start to get suspicious and they will attack you. But
I think that sort of sci-fi vibe is also very Fallout, in that Fallout is essentially the 60s or 50s, 60s, similar
Yes.
time period, but with that sort of futuristic robots and technology kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
it's sort of giving you that, but British, which is nice.
it is, and obviously we have to go to the Grendel's Head, and I got to say
We've
thank
got to
you.
go to the pub.
I got to say thank you to Rebellion because I played this at a pub in North London, and it was hosted by Rebellion, and it was in a pub that had been taken over as Grendel's Head or the Grendel Head.
Oh.
So there was branding there everywhere, and there was the barman was dressed like this guy, which is amazing. So yeah, I mean this is Atomfall. I'm going to quickly go and find out the exact day that it comes out, just to make sure that I'm not lying here. So it comes out on the 27th of March. I'm just going to double check and make sure there isn't any, and it is on Game Pass as well.
Oh,
At
excellent.
no extra cost. So yeah, that is. I don't think there's early access. I'm going to just double check to make sure. It is. Let's have a quick see. Yeah, 27th of March. Oh no, there is. You play on the 20. You can play on the 24th if you get the deluxe edition. So 3 days early. And that is and it's, a nuclear disaster has left an area of Britain in tatters. That area being the Lake District. And yes, it's a survival action, obviously. Explore, scavenge, craft, barter. It is very, very, very much Fallout in the Lake District in the north of England. And it's kind of unashamedly that.
Nice.
And
I love a bit of Fallout, and I'm also British, so this definitely appeals to me.
have
And I'm
you-
intrigued to know sort of all the different approaches and sort of character customization, I guess, in the way that you play the game.
Yes.
Will you be killing everyone, or
I
will
w-
you be trying to speak your way through?
I will be killing my enemies because I won't be doing any stealth sneaking around them. So I imagine killing that. When I play the game properly, I don't think I'll be killing any old ladies.
Really? I'll believe that when I see it.
Well, luckily, thank
done
you,
it once
thank you
already.
for the segue because I am going to be doing a Let's Play series of this. The date comes out, or as soon as the embargo lifts, day one will be there. But I'm going to be playing through this from start to finish with a new episode pretty much every day. So look out for that. That will be coming out as soon as the game does. And yeah, and I will be playing it. Maybe I'll be rude to people. Maybe that'll be just a fun little way. Just be rude to people, but just don't kill them. There's a fine line between being rude and like snapping their necks. And I've got to find that fine line. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to Rebellion for letting me go and play this for about an hour and a half. Go and check out the videos. There's also the interview with the with one of the devs, which was awesome. And yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. You gonna say goodbye, Ed?
Bye.
Bye.